I've been off ill for a week, and my God, I have never been ill like this before. There is, and it's something that I never really realised before, the difference between a cold and the flu. I have just had a week of hospital grade flu, and I feel very poorly right now, and I'm on the day when I'm feeling better. It's been absolutely horrible. So there are two things that I need to admit gently before I do this video. I like to open things on camera because I like you lot to see how I feel about things when I open them. I actually did this video yesterday when I got the toy, but I was feeling so poorly that the video is bad. I may upload the video with a private link and put it in the bottom of this one so you can just see what I thought of it when I opened it, but it's just the whole thing is bad and it was lazy and I couldn't be bothered. So I have opened the toy before. Go with me. I'll try and make it fun. The other thing is I'm going to talk about Primetime Toys, which I've been dying to do for absolutely ages, even though it's totally just stealing Jobby the Hon, because that's how he says Big Bad Toy Store. So for Christmas, the Cull, Mr. Martin Cull, great big tall gargantuan man that he is, bought me the Black Mamba Optimus Prime, which I was very, very grateful for, because the Black Mamba Optimus Prime is amazing. But it was broken, and the wing bit on the sleeper cab that folds one way and goes up the other, so the smoke's... Anyway, that was broken. I sent a message to Greg saying this is broken. I sent him some photos. He said, can you send me a little bit of video so we know exactly which part it is? And he said that he'd see what he could do. And because he does do his thing called Primetime Toys, he got me this. He got me, look at that beautiful blue. Look at that. He got me a replacement part for the bit that broke. I'm very, very grateful. It was an interesting thing to see how the after-sales service was going to go, and it went fantastic. I am very grateful, Greg. Thank you. Now to the bit you've all been waiting for, which is backwards. Look at my pink jumper today. I bought this from H&M. I actually knowingly bought a pink jumper. I really like it. Now, listen. Oh my God, look what that is. Yeah. Now... the artwork. Now, I'm going to shout out Ben's Collectibles here for two reasons. A, whenever I need to do something, I go and look at Ben, because Ben teaches me how to transform all the toys, because A, he gets them earlier than me, and B, it's much easier to watch Ben do stuff than read the instructions, because it's nice that Ben sits and fuddles with something for probably 2 or 3 hours, and then I learn from his mistakes, which is fantastic. He really liked the artwork that comes on the front of this. I think it looks like it's been drawn by a 12-year-old. I don't like it. It just... This is a 1960s Godzilla movie poster to me, and I'm not sure about that. However, what's inside is very nice. So, on the front, we've got God 11. Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. We've got a picture of the tank. We've got a picture of what he's going to look like when he is him. Can't see what's going on because you can see the big ring. You can see my ring. You'll see what the robot looks like in a minute. Things and stuff. Things and stuff. This one couldn't be more of a different animal to... This is Dream Factory, okay? And I got Bone Crusher, and Bone Crusher was Dream Factory, and Bone Crusher, I said, was my toy of the year for last year. And I stand by Bone Crusher being my toy of the year from last year, and I think a lot of people thought it was going to be Blackout, but it wasn't, it was Bone Crusher. Because the plastic quality is magnificent, and the transformation is very, 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 very clever. It's all... This, so comes in a plastic clamshell, which I'll accept, that's fine, because it's cheap, if I'm honest. which isn't taped down the way it was to start with, because obviously, as I said, I played with it yesterday and then re-recorded the video. But that's how it comes, with the spare arm. That's the only accessory you get. But with Megatron, what else do you really need? It's quite nice. It comes with a really nice instruction manual, which is very hard to read, because if I open it out, this is where they seem to have saved the money. It's not too bad, but I'm glad I don't have to learn how to transform this guy from the instruction manual, because I have the glory of the bearded Ben. Let's do the claw arm first. See if I can... Yeah, look at that. See? Now, paint. The paint on this is that good. Let's see if I can... 1, 2, 3, point. Yeah. The paint on this is that good throughout the entire figure. Everything on this is impeccable. Can you see the little piston in there in bronze? Everything on this is like that. Now, I'm a little disappointed with the hands, because with this hand you've got a claw there and then a separate hinge on the knuckle, and you've got a claw there and a separate hinge on that bit, and then this one is just fixed and goes up and down. And it's weird, because I kind of expected it to go like that instead of like that. But it's nice. I really like it. I actually prefer it with this on. I like having the big gun hand, but I like him with the even Stevens left and right. There's just a symmetry to it that I enjoy. He can't murder Optimus like that, but that's not the end of the world. Megatron. I'm just going to slowly go up like that so you can see all of Megatron's bits. And I'll show you some of the stuff that I mean about the paint, because we'll cover the articulation at the end, because that's probably the most difficult bit, because he's not an easy figure to pose. Now look, Cybertronian, beautifully cut in. I mean, really well cut in. It's so crisp. More Cybertronian written on there. He's got Cybertronian on his shoulders, both of his shoulders. I'm not quite sure how close I can get to the camera, because I've got the camera facing the wrong way. But if I do that, look at that face sculpt. Just look at that face sculpt. It's just phenomenal. The head will go down, up, and it will go left, and it will go right. I'm obscuring his face, but you'll forgive me. The articulation on it is quite nice. The neck joint underneath shows through quite a lot. But he's hunched. He's a funny shape, isn't he? I mean, this Megatron has just been smashed and brought back to life from the bottom of the sea. So his posture isn't very good. The chest is beautiful, and if you look in here, let's see if I can press the button on the screen again. There, look. Can you see all of that bronze and brass detailing going on? That is all absolutely stupendous. On the arm as well, see, it's up there. If I turn him around, you've got the blue, which I'm not sure how they did. I wish they must have airbrushed the centre with this kind of translucent blue, which reacts with the copper of the jet engines. Anyway, that's beautiful. On the elbows, look, all of that sort of stuff. His claw hand is a bit of a weird one. You've got, let's do articulation now. Clicky joints, okay? Clicky joints. Now, if you've got the Black Mamba one, I'm kind of envious of you, because the Black Mamba one is as big as I thought it was going to be. It must be a good 2 or 3 inches taller than this one. But the Black Mamba one, for a bigger figure, doesn't have any ratchet joints in it, which is odd. So, I mean, bigger figure, weighs more plastic, but no click. If you've got one, let me know, see if it works out or not. So we go in and out like that, and at the elbow it will click up and down at this joint here, which looks a little strange because his hand will bend in and out this way, look, but there's no wrist rotation. It's just, again, it's got the weird double finger thing. This is all on one big joint. This is all on one big joint. It's not so easy to pose. How do you pose fingers like that anyway? I kind of wish this was a bit better, if I'm honest. If nothing else, because if you look at the third-party ones that come for the original Leader Class toy, they are a bit better than this. But because it's an upscaled version of the studio scale, I think we'll just forgive it. The other arm does the same. Really, really nice clickety-click-click. It struggles this way going a bit. Do you ever feel like if you do something too often, you're going to break it? So on the way up, lovely. On the way back, it's a bit tough. Goes out like that with a big, beautiful click, which is lovely. This will come, oh, look at that Cybertronium writing again. That's all beautiful. And then you pull that out like that, and he's got his great big murderous crabby claw of murder death, to quote MGO. There's also in here a glass bauble in the end. Now, I don't know if that's... I haven't been able to find a gun of any description. There is a little tiny black buttony thing there, which I wondered if was like... But there's nowhere to put... I can't see anywhere that there would be a light in there. There you go. So, that's his claw arm. Look at that. Look how that's just menacing. If I had the money, I would absolutely get another knockoff MPM Optimus, cut a hole right through the middle of him, have that coming through, have Optimus holding on to it, and make a diorama of this one killing the other one, and just take it to TFN and let everybody look at it. That is just properly beautiful. And again, elbow there, rotate at the bicep, which is a mushroom peg, because, and I'll show you now, I'm not going to do the whole thing. Where are we going? Where are we going? We're going that way. That will come off altogether, look, and then you can take the other arm, because you've got the mushroom peg on there, look, and then you can just plug that on. 1, 2, 3, like that. Turn it up the right way. Nope, turn that up the right way. And then you've got Megatron with 2 symmetrical arms, sort of. As symmetrical as he can be for a man who's just been taken to pieces. Stunning, 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 stunning. Right, carrying on. On the top of his hips, again, you've got this beautiful, bluey, lovely silver underneath with a transparent colour over the top to make it look like a candy flip, which I can't love anymore. You've got the jets on the back there, which is supposed to be the back of the jets on tank mode. I'm not going to show you tank mode today because this is just an out of the box kind of what have we got. This, look. Look. Look at all that beautiful. Oh God, it's just nuts. That's crazy detail. Look at all of that. And it's not all the same colour. My big light is probably saturating this a little bit, but you can see that the base of that is silver, and then all the detail over the top is in that brass colour with this lovely sort of aluminium champagne-y. Oh, and the legs fold up absolutely beautifully. But they're a proper pig. Proper pig. Absolute git to pose. I'll show you why in a moment. On the back, you've got these amazing, beautiful little sort of faux spring things that I actually thought, is that a metal spring? I wonder if that's actually a working metal spring. It's not a working metal spring at all. It just looks like one. And when things look like they're metal on a plastic toy, that'll do me nicely. So, this is where I found some of the problems are, okay? Firstly, that I am not expecting from a Dream Factory toy. And Ben, hi, doing it again. I'm like your sponsor or something. I'm actually one of your sponsors. Does yours do that? I didn't really expect that, if I'm honest. And when I move, so let's do this. Forwards and backwards, okay? That feels kind of nice. But when you move this up and down, this block here moves a lot. So if you do that, big, powerful ratchets, which is beautiful. But the problem is, and you're going to have to trust me on this, when you put him down, the gap between the ratchet joints is so wide. Look at all that play. When you put him down, he just goes whoop. And that is 3, 4, that's about 3 centimetres at the base of his feet. So when you do plonk him down on a table, he just, some of the times he just falls over. And with all this spiky finger stuff, I don't want him falling over because it's a little bit scary. Oh, right, so Knees. Let's see what his knees do. You've got this beautiful flap at the back, which is his sort of calf muscle, sort of. And then you've got this joint here. Can you see that big plastic thing here? So that is technically his knee joint, okay? But then if you want to, you can straighten that whole thing right out. And then you can straighten, there's another one. I'm going to turn this backwards, look. Can you see that bit in there? So that's another joint which you can bring forwards, but then stuff starts banging into each other and the paint has scratched a tiny bit, not a lot, but you just be careful, you know, it's just your toy, just be careful with it. Now you can see that beautiful hinge joint thing in the middle. So if you bring that forward like that, you can extend his legs out to make him super tall, which doesn't make any sense at all, but somehow it just looks nice when he stood next to Optimus because you want to make him big as possible, but it does show these great big gaudy join bits in the middle. But it does give you the option of you can really bend that round, and with that joint there you can rock that way and rock that way. Not too much, just a little bit, but just enough. The other thing that's nice is the heel goes up and down. I wish that was a bit stiffer when you're posing him, but you need to get used to how to pose this guy. But this I love because split the toe, and that is how he looks in the film. And I love the champagne-y stuff on the back, and I'll tell you why, okay? There's a scene with Megatron and Starscream stood on top of the roof of a building in Revenge of the Fallen. Starscream has just had his arm ripped off, and Megatron and Starscream escape and plot the downfall of the universe. And as the camera pans around, it's a really beautiful, shiny view of Megatron from the back, and you can see all the light glistening on it and stuff like that. It's one of my favourite visual scenes from the Transformers films, and this figure captures that so incredibly well. Someone said on Facebook yesterday when I put pictures up that I said that this captures the forest fight scene perfectly. And a few people have actually said, I don't really like movie toys, Dave, but the way you talk about them kind of makes me want to buy them. This just really, truly reenacts that. But see, this is the problem. Look, all of that. I'm not... So when you put him down on a table, he flops. You've got to spend a little bit of time getting the position right. And the gap between the two ratchets is enormous. Look, see? Got all that gap. So then you put him down and he just splays like that, wide apart. I don't want to sound like I'm putting it down. Do you know? Do you understand? I don't want to sound like I'm putting it down. But at the same time, it's not that expensive a figure, but it's expensive enough that I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. Look, I don't want that to happen. And I don't know, I know the one that Ben got, he put the leg up and it stayed, but then mine... Stay, don't fall over, you bugger. This is a statue. As much as this toy is going to transform into a tank, which I haven't done yet. I could have sat last night and done it, but I've been so bloody ill. I didn't want to be short-tempered and break something or snap something or not understand something. And to be honest with you, last night was the first time I ate anything in 3 days. Which is why I waited till today to do this. This is a statue. This is a toy that you buy to go with your MPM Optimus Prime. This is not a pickup. This isn't the something that you give to a 14-year-old that's going to stand there and go, Optimus. This is a statue that you are going to put in a big glass case that you're never really ever going to touch again. This is something that you're going to pose once until you're happy with it. Take 5 million photos, put them on Facebook. Wait for everyone to ingratiate you with their likes. and then you're never going to touch it again. Because there are enough problems with this that it scares me a little bit. It's not as well built as, I mean, when you think, I've got Blackout lately, I've got most of the stuff that's oversized movie crap. I bought most of it. I still need a Starscream desperately, but you know, this looks probably the best out of all of them. But from a build standpoint, it's fallen over again. From a playability standpoint, from a build standpoint, from a where has my money gone position, I don't think this has been as well built as some of the other ones. And that's fine, sort of, because I can't wait to just set up a Det-Elf. Det-Elf sound really common now. I can't wait to set up a floor in the Det-Elf once I get the lights going again, which is just this Movie Master meets Optimus Prime fighting each other. That's what I want. And when I do, it's going to look goddamn glorious, and I will take 1,000 photos of it, put them on Facebook, and wait for people to rub my soul with their like button. I think that's about all I can say about that. I've been going for 22 minutes. I'm sure I'm going to edit some of this down. I quite enjoyed this waffle. I'm very glad I didn't put yesterday's one up. My name has been Smuzno. It's been one of the most painful weeks of my life, and I've never been quite so cold on the inside and hot on the outside as I was on Tuesday night. Getting this today cheered me up immensely, because I thought I was going to pick Ben to the post and put a review of it up first. But as ever, Ben always gets there first, because Ben knows all the people. Thanks to Greg, Primetime Toys. Firstly, for sorting out me with all the toys. Secondly, for sorting out with all of the tracking numbers and all of that kind of jazz. Everything that he's done down the line has just meant that I've known where my toy is all the time. I even knew yesterday when it arrived, because we had to go out and get more medicine for me and Emily, that there were only 14 stops before the man came and delivered it to my front door. Everything went really, really well. The whole process has been good. Special thank you for this, which I'm terrified about going to fit, and I've got to find how to get one of the pin presses so I can get the pin in so I can fit the new part. But apart from all of those little things, my name's Dave. This is Megatron. Do I recommend it? Do you want a toy to play with, or do you want a toy to look nice on your shelf? If you're a 44-year-old man who doesn't really bang toy, well, if you want play toys, then buy Siege Line. If you want a toy just to put on your shelf that looks kind of amazing, then frankly, then you need some Megatron in your life.